I just find the business owners is just way too busy. The time is limited for everyone. And also it's probably have the limited knowledge to really to deep dive into these problems. So I feel like the common problem is that the owners probably know their problems, but they sit on that.
So joining me on the line today, I've got Erin Huang from Maxwind Consulting. Welcome to the call, Erin.
Oh, thanks, David, to have me here.
Yes. Maybe tell us a bit about what Maxwind Consulting actually does.
Yeah, so we established this business really to bring the knowledge and the experience of what we have from the consulting background to help the small to medium business. Yeah, I understand. You know, if whatever we do for the business, end up like you will want to have a good return on that. To achieve that, there's a different perspectives. So you might have to run the operation properly, and you have the knowledge. You have your domain knowledge in your chosen area. And you may have your tax accounting to fix up your tax. But however, like it needs sort of you know, a strategy to put all these together to really to achieve the number that you wanted in the return. Okay. So the way we actually cut in is really three areas that we focus on. The first area is actually your financial strategy planning, there where you want to get to and how do you get there from the financial perspective. Yeah, look, there are a lot of advisors, you know, specialists and doing the tax, which is super important for the business. But apart from that, there are a lot actually to dealing with the operations, you know, operation strategy, and that's all reflected from the financials. That's how we actually cut in from the financials, and we be able to diagnosis of the driver of the business growth or lags, and really solve the problems. It's either from your org chart, your staff structure, and from your system, and or from your strategy. Do you want to keep in the business to keep competitive, or you have an exit plan, and we should either improve your profitability or build up your asset equity in a way. So that's one area we focus on. The second area is really to introduce the right digital solutions to the small to medium business. I mean, without the domain knowledge into the IT, sometimes it can be very doubting to choose the right solutions. So it could be accounting system, or it should be, or it could be operational systems. So with our project management skills, that we can actually help the business to screen the right solutions, but we also hands-on to actually implement the system, including the follow-on change management and and testing and staff training or as such, and make sure the system are used to its best capacity.
Yeah, fantastic.
The last but not least area we are focused on is actually bookkeeping. The reason has been, it's very simple. We have to get the basics right. Either the data will be used for your tax return, or it's going to be used for your data analysis, for your operational performance, or build up the KPI. You're going to have a clean and meaningful data.
Yes.
So we found is probably most challenge in a lot of things, that we do have a big picture, have a plan for the future, but we just have no data to start with. And the data does not stack up for borrowing a loan or for your business growth.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, so that's the main area that we focus on.
Okay, so there's three areas. We talked a bit about financials and understanding those and projecting. We talked about implementation of technology, so systemization or software implementation in the business.
Yep.
And the third one was bookkeeping, just to make sure that the data is collected, and then that can be measured against the financial projections. Is that?
Yeah, exactly. Everything that we do, we measure up, or we map up to the financial KPIs.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
So looking at the clients you work with, what's the most common problem that you would see that people are overlooking when they're working in business?
I feel like the business is more keen on the burning pain. For example, your taxes is overdue, or you probably need to buy equipment that is short of cash, or these burning pains. However, this is only the surface iceberg, about the surface of the big problems. Underneath, they have the bigger problems. But actually, I just find the business owners is just way too busy. The time is limited for everyone, and also it's probably have the limited knowledge to deep dive into these problems. So I feel like the common problem is that the owners probably know their problems, but they sit on that. So so it has to just let it go and put their heads down and just keep doing what they're doing the best in a way. So I found this is a common problem, but that's where we come in to help to deep dive the problems and find the drivers and really fix up and do hands-on implementation to achieve the goal. I
understand. So the best piece of advice you would give to a business owner right now would be to be honest with themselves, or to look in the mirror, because there's obviously things that people are pushing under the carpet that they're not addressing because they're busy dealing with the fight, as you said, the pain points.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of time it's not just the timing, but it's also the knowledge gap in a way. I have a few clients is actually in construction, and once your construction turnover is probably over 5 million or so, you probably have about 5 to 10 employees, and you no longer be able to actually run a business based on a spreadsheet or based on a logbook in a way. So it does require actually have the right system, not accounting system, it's operational systems to actually to keep your CRM and keep the data of your client, but also capture all the workflows that increase the efficiency of the business running. But this is not the domain knowledge that a builder will have or they wanted to have in IT. I mean, it's complex. So that's probably we see on the surface of the iceberg, they are sitting on the problems, because they keep making money, but they're losing money at the same time because their efficiency is low. But it's not their fault. So that's why we need to step in and be able to actually help this process.
I understand. Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, it's so what you say makes a lot of sense, because I think for a lot of people, they start their business small and they grow. Now the business grows, but their skill set doesn't grow alongside of it because they're too busy. So they go into business with the skills of their profession, like the builder, not the skills of a business owner, which is managing and building teams and systems.
Yes, exactly. And that's actually quite a tricky bit because a lot of business can survive through the startup, but it's actually struggle through the scale up, because there's no clear cutoff line and say you are actually from a startup and actually growing to a quite sizable business, and people's mindset is just naturally is just keep going as what it is. But however, if you, especially the business are growing too fast, if their infrastructure back end is not up to date, that's actually quite dangerous to the business. You pretty much can overburn your business.
Yes. Interesting. Okay, so look, I'm mindful of time, and I just would like to sort of capture your last piece of advice. So someone who feels their business is out of control because it's outgrown their skill, what's the advice that you would give to them right now? What should they do?
So it's really, to acknowledge this, sometimes we all have the strain of the running a business, but it's really just face a problem rather than work around it, and don't sit on that, and just reach out to the expert that are able to help you. Either if you need a branding support or marketing support or finance support, just reach out to us and have a chat, and that's pretty normally is a good start to bring the problems above the surface.
It's really about not being afraid to ask for advice and not sort of feeling that everyone's out just to take your money, because I suppose that's what stops people. They go, well, I don't know who to talk to, or I don't know how much they're going to charge, or I don't know if it's worthwhile. And there's a lot of fear around that now.
Yeah. I'm sure it's a lot of the consulting business. They they are happy to actually to provide a free session of the deep dive session or health check session, because not so much that we can provide advice and at the very beginning. If we don't know your business, and literally we can't actually do any help. So it's very much to understand, and that's usually free of charge to really to have that session. To as you said, David, just don't be afraid to ask, and use a collaboration economy to use the other expertise to help you to grow your business.
Yeah, fantastic piece of advice. Erin, thanks so much for your time. It's been really interesting just to hear your view of the world, and understanding that you're certainly a process-driven person who helps people with things that they probably don't have the skill sets in anyway. So appreciate your time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, David.